First topic: 49ers and the Rams play in a pivotal game. We talked about this. We called it a must-win on Tuesday. 49ers still in the race. They had some high hopes. They said that they would win that game. We all picked them to win that game. But it was a rainy day in the first half. It cleared up, got little more sunshine, not really. And then the Rams kept them scoreless in the second half and kicked 2 field goals and won that game 12-6. So we got to talk about that. Obviously, we all feel like the 49ers season is over. It's a tall hill to climb for them to get there. They can still get there, but it's a tall hill to climb. So, Dave, give me your reaction to the 49ers losing to the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, I
My
want
bad.
to.
Swept by the Los Angeles Rams. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's better. That's actually the truth.
Dang, new big brother.
Um,
Oh my God.
hey, that's what the Rams said. They said that after the win last night. They said Kyron Williams said that they the new big brother. Um, I don't think that's true. But hey, you swept us this year, so you get to say what you want. You won the last 3 games against us. So hey, do your thing. You remember they won the last game last year after it didn't matter for us. We were already number 1 seed, so it didn't matter. But this year it means a lot because they swept us. My first reactions first, I want to give credit to the Rams for winning that game. They played really good defense. Matthew Stafford played well in the second half to be able to allow them to win that game. Puka made some tough catches. And they made all the field goals that they attempted. They attempted 4, made all 4. We only got to the red zone twice and got 2 field goals out of that. So we had that. Then now I got to talk about the defense. The defense played well last night. A lot better than it has previously. The last 2 games has been pretty good. Haven't allowed 20 points in the last 2 games. That's awesome. And that's what having Dre Greenlaw out there and Tyler Noah Funga, two captains on that defense, 2 guys who are all pros and pro bowlers, guys that make a difference on that defense. And then Bosa was also back last night, so that also helped out with the defense as well. And shout out to Fred Warner, who again has another 100 tackle season. He's had 100 tackles in every season he started in the NFL. So shout out to Fred Warner. Still the best linebacker in the league, I would say. But there's some people that will have some arguments. But hey, my man's playing on a broken ankle and still got 100 plus tackles. So the defense played great last night. There were some plays that were missed, especially the one on 3rd down where the tight end was wide open. There was no one even in front of him for them to convert that, which allowed them to be able to, ice the game pretty much. And the offense was just non-existent last night, honestly. Other than those 2 times when we got to the red zone, we really couldn't do much. We were 3 and out multiple times. Penalties killed us, especially the offensive pass interference on Kittle. That killed us. That was a positive gain on that play, but it got negated because he instantly went up and started blocking when he wasn't supposed to. It wasn't a heavy penalty game, so that's one thing I want to say. Shout out to the refs. It wasn't a lot of flags thrown out in that game. And, we got some pressures out there, but we also allowed 19 pressures on offense. So that's not getting Purdy any real time to be able to, get any passes out. But Purdy honestly did not play well last night either. He missed some throws deep. He was 0-7 and completions down 20 plus yards, and he threw an interception on those deep passes. But the pressures we got to him. The Rams played really good defense, and the pressure got to our offense. Debo, you can't ask for the ball and then drop the ball when the opportunities are given to you. You had 2 drops in that game, 2 key drops, and it can't happen. It can't happen. Shout out to Kittle for being a leader and pulling them to the side. Say, hey, look, you got to stand. You got to stand. You got to stand in the front when you say something online, you say something out there, and you basically saying that you need the ball more. And then when you get the opportunities, you don't capitalize on it. So you got to be accountable to that and move on and do what you got to do. So shout out to Kittle for being the leader that he is. But like I said, the Rams, they won that game. I'm not going to say we lost it, but the Rams won that game. They played good defense and they made plays when they needed to. We didn't capitalize when we were supposed to. Purdy did not play well. The run game was not going. It was pretty much non-existent last night for us, whether it was Grindo or Patrick Taylor or Debo. I think we need to stop running Debo. It's not working anymore. The wide back thing, it doesn't work. Unless Kyle Shanahan can come up with some more exotic plays, it's just not going to work. So let's see what we're going to do as far as the next game, because we still got to focus on the next game and see where we finish. That's the biggest thing. Like you said, there's a 0.01% chance that we make the playoffs. So there's a chance, but it's very slim to none. So let's see what we can do.
Hey! Before you go, Mark, Blaze, Blaze comment. It said Kittle should have smushed Debo like the punter smushed. So like Debo should have. Hey!
So
You read
look,
my mind.
let me.
Hey, Blaze, you read my mind, bro. You read my mind. You read my mind. But go ahead, Mark.
That wasn't the punter. That was the long snapper
The
that he
long
did.
snapper is one he pushed though.
Yeah.
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 Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead, Mark.
good. Everything good. Everything good. Um, but yeah, it wasn't a pretty game yesterday. It was messy. It was a messy game from both teams offensively. But I think the tail of the tape all comes down to the rushing attack. Um, the Rams put an emphasis on rushing the ball, even when it looked like they couldn't do it. They just kept running. And I think the difference between in the games is Shanahan stopped running the ball. Uh, it was some good carries for y'all running. I know y'all on your third running back or fourth running back. I don't even know who this guy is really. Isaac Garendo. But he had some good runs. Like if you're watching the game, he had some good runs. But then he's just they stopped. They stopped running the ball. They put the ball in Purdy's hands. And it's not all Purdy's fault. Yes, he missed some throws, but every quarterback does. Um, but y'all receivers wasn't doing a good job of getting open. They wasn't separated. They wasn't getting no space. They was dropping passes. I know Debo dropped a couple passes, and I know that still haunted him. I know one of them he probably could have ran it for a touchdown. Not 100% he would have scored, but he definitely would have got goal. It would have been a goal line situation. Um, to tell the tape to me, just came down to running. Like Kyron Williams, 29 rushes for 108 yards, and Isaac Garendo's 16 carries for 57 yards. I mean, nobody could throw. Matt Stafford only had 160 yards total. He didn't throw well, and Brock Purdy had 142 yards. He 14 for 31, so that means he wasn't efficient passing the ball. It wasn't everything. Again, the numbers not showing the whole game. Yes, he did throw that pick at the end of the game, but that was just him trying to make a play. I'm gonna throw the ball up to my receiver to make a play. He did it several times, and the receivers didn't make the play. So I can't just blame that game on Purdy. It's really on coaching. Shanahan didn't run the ball as much as he's supposed to, especially in the beginning when it was raining as bad as it was. That's like a running back's paradise. That's the best time to play in the rain and snow. So that's when you really got to make the game gritty, and that's what Shanahan did not do. McVay stuck to his guns. He ran the ball. Back-to-back weeks, Kyron Williams had over 29 rushing yards. So they making it an emphasis to run the ball. Even though they do got their two healthy wide receivers, they still making it an emphasis to run the ball. And that's not what the 49ers did. So that's why they lost. I mean, couldn't nobody throw the ball yesterday. So it all came down to the backs. Brock Purdy didn't scramble that. Well, he didn't. He scrambled once, I believe. He got 3 yards. I don't even know if that was really a scramble if he got sacked in the 3 yards. But
He got sacked. That's what it was. He got sacked.
that's the only. This the only. I think this might be one of the only games he didn't try to run.
He
So I mean, no, he run. He tried. Normally he runs every game. He scrambles
yeah,
every
you're
game.
right.
This might be the only game he didn't try to run a scramble or anything. He just
I'm
like he
with you.
was just in the pocket trying to throw the ball, and the receivers was letting him down.
Mhm.
So Taylor tape came down to the running backs. You got it, Joe.
I agree, Mark. I thought this was like how you always kill Kyle Shanahan. This was a game to do it, but you didn't do it. I'm like, okay, because Mark, you're right. Because Kyron Williams, first half, he wasn't really running the ball that well. But as the game progressed, the more chunks he was getting, and then the more chunks he was getting, the more Matthew Stafford was able to work that play action. He was working that play action and getting those easy drop balls, and then it opened up that big play to the Puka. Now I'm with Mark too, because Matthew Stafford also missed some throws. It wasn't just Brock Purdy. The difference were you didn't really see any drop passes like that from the Rams. You saw it from the 49ers. Debo, we know about Debo, but Greg Jennings dropped a big third down pass
Juwan
also.
Jennings, not Greg
Juwan
Jennings.
Jennings, my bad. Juwan Jennings, right? He dropped a big third down. It was like 3rd and 12, something like that. It was a big one. But that interception Purdy threw was terrible. I saw a guy went on the same play, same pressure Monday night connect on that same pass. Shout out to Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels against the Bengals. But when you getting pressure in your face, you gotta be able to make that throw. And he didn't make the throw. He overthrew him. You gotta put a little air on that thing because you remember pass Mark, it was in the air for a long time. It was like it's like a missile, right? So that was a bad pass by him. And they didn't really run the ball. They ran the ball with Debo twice. That's it. But Isaac Garendo, y'all didn't run the ball with him enough. Think about this. He averaged 3.6 yards per carry. Kyron Williams averaged 3.7 yards per carry. Only difference is he got the ball 29 times and Isaac only got it only 16 times. The defense played to like awesome. It was beautiful thing to see for the 49ers. Greenlaw, you just see that combo between him and Fred Warner. Like Greenlaw would shoot through the gap, and they'll pick up Greenlaw, and that's how you know Fred Warner right there for the tackle, so you could just see the chemistry on the defensive side of the ball between those two. And then he went down. I think that kind of hurt y'all too when he got hurt, right? And so, but Hufanga, he had a good game. I understand why he didn't catch that pick. I forgot he ain't got no hand.
Yeah.
So
I was upset at first. I was like, "Oh, I mean, he got hard cast. There's
yeah,
nothing he
he
can do
even
with
did it.
that."
He was like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. You gotta catch that though still. But it was a good thing to see from y'all defense. Y'all really needed that game. I do think obviously mathematically it's not over. Y'all can still win the division, but it's gonna be a tough hill. Even Fred Warner said that y'all gotta win out. That's what he said. And y'all lost. And this was a game y'all supposed to win. Matthew Stafford, when they won against the Bills, he said, "Now let's go beat the 49ers, you know what?" That's what he said in his locker room. So I'm like, oh, they're gonna see this and they're gonna win. And then so shout out to Kyle Shanahan for not running the ball.
Man, I do want to address a comment that I saw though.
Uh-oh.
It's funny that we say this about Purdy, knowing that he has a lot of injuries on this team. But Jalen Hurts,
Uh-oh.
the year he did not have AJ Brown, the year he did not have Saquon Barkley, barely got to the playoffs, and no one was talking about him getting a $60 million contract. So let's relax when we talk about Purdy being mid. Purdy does not have his left tackle on the field. He's down to his third running back. His starting right guard is also out. And his number one wide receiver, although he was not playing well this year, is also out. So I don't want to hear nothing about Purdy being mid because Purdy has more injuries on this team than anyone does this entire season.
Let's get it. All right. So let's move on to the next topic. Our next topic, we got to talk about Devondre